Hi, we're here at Meadow Hall and Meadow Event Park in Doswell, Virginia. Joining me tonight on the set is Amanda Smith, one of my students at the culinary school at Stratford University. She's going to lend me a hand today. We're going to be doing a savory bread pudding, which is as opposed to a sweet bread pudding. This is something that will work as a side dish or even a luncheon entree. So it's going to be a pumpkin and cornbread bread pudding. So it's perfect for the holiday seasons coming up. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute off some onions for this. All right, so while Amanda is doing that, I'm going to crack some eggs into this bowl to make the batter. Now I'm going to crack them flat because I don't want to wind up with bacteria from the shell going into the egg. So we just never crack them on the edge of the bowl or on the lip of the bowl. All right, there we go. All right, we've got 10 eggs cracked into the bowl. We're going to add a quart of milk. All right, and that'll be our batter. All right, and there's our batter. And she's working on the onions. Okay, we just want to get these softened up nice. We don't want them to start to brown. All right, so we just want them, they're almost there, right? All right, so this is done. All right, and that's done. And I think you can go ahead and cut that off and go ahead and butter this casserole dish. Right? So I'm going to add our pumpkin, and you can use any winter squash. So acorn squash, butternut squash, any of those gourds. Right? And I've got some cooked collards. Right? I like to use collards from a meal before that's left over so that I've got the flavors of the stock and everything in it. But you can use fresh collards, saute them off. All right? Those go in there. All right, some nice smoked ham goes in there. All right. Okay, thank you. A little bit of thyme, a little bit of parsley, a little bit of chopped rosemary. Now I've got about 3 cups of breadcrumbs, bread cubes, and about 3 cups of cornbread breadcrumbs. And I'm going to mix this up. Get those all mixed up. Now I'm going to add the onions here. Get this all mixed up. And now I'm going to add the cornbread. And the bread cubes. And these have been cut and then toasted a little bit to dry them out, because what we're going to do is pour this egg batter in and let it soak into the bread. All right, so now we've got that there. We're going to just fill this bowl up. Very difficult, complex, gourmet recipe. Spread it around. Let's get all of this good stuff in there. Now that that's ready, I'm just going to take this batter and just pour it straight on in. And pour it slowly so that it doesn't splash all over the place. All right. Now this is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 40-45 minutes, but it's not going to go in yet. What's going to happen is we're going to put this in the refrigerator and we're going to let it chill down for a couple of hours at least. You can do this a day before and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight and then put it in the oven in the morning. Right? But what we want is for time for this dried breadcrumbs to absorb all that milk and egg mixture, so as it cooks, it becomes a custard all the way throughout. All right, we've got this nice chilled down casserole dish full of delightfulness, and I'm going to add a little bit of cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you want on this that melts well. And I'm using some Monterey Jack, but Gruyere works really good. Swiss works really good. I've tried it with mozzarella, but mozzarella usually is too stringy for this kind of a thing. So I'm just going to sprinkle some cheese over the top of it. All right. And it's going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. So here we've got this beautiful pumpkin and cornbread bread pudding come just out of the oven, and we're going to cut. It is so custardy and delightful. I'm going to take this piece out. You can see how nice and creamy and delightful that is. It does not need a sauce, but if you wanted to, you could put in a little cream sauce. I think it tastes good all by itself. This is just perfect. It's a good lunch. It's a good dinner. Join us next week on Heart of the Home when we get to play with more great Virginia food.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com, as well as on Chef Maxwell's website at chefjohnmaxwell.com.